All right, boom. Arizona gets knocked off by the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm through the roof about it. This was a wild game because it was really weird. It was really dominated by Seattle for quarters 1 through 3, and then the back end, and then really 1 through 3.5. At the end of the fourth quarter, or the end of the end of the second half of the fourth quarter, last 4 or 5 minutes of the game, here comes Arizona. They start coming, right? So I just want to talk about the game. If I'm a Seattle fan, I'm optimistic, but I'm still a little disappointed from what I've seen from Klint Kubiak. The offense is it's just really too predictable. I think they ran the ball in the game 35 times in the game. I thought that's a little much. Um, I'm not liking the way he's calling the game. It feels too predictable. Like especially the opening script. Like does Clint Kubiak even have an opening script? I mean, does he even script plays? Because like I don't know. I feel like Clint Kubiak's things. I'm gonna hand it off. Like and that's really bothers me. Is like the Cardinals. It was like every time they ran it a lot in this game, like the Cardinals knew we were running it, and that's when you know you're getting predictable. And that's when you got to go get to your RPOs, your play actions, your deep shots. That's when you got to get to them. Is when these defenses come flying downfield to come play the run. And Kubiak just didn't do that enough for me. We did not beat Arizona. We did not get over the top on Arizona. And that's something that's concerning me. Is this offense is not getting vertical enough for me, especially when teams are coming and smashing and just saying, "Hey, we're playing the run. We're gonna keep coming downhill fast until you give us a reason not to." And Clint Kubiak's not giving them a reason not to. So I think something he needs to work on his next 10 days is or 9 days, 9 to 10 days before next Sunday is, hey, how can I be better in scheming up some deep shots and getting vertical? Because your answer to people coming down and loading the box and playing a run can't be just to run it. It's not that's not going to work. It's not going to work. So you can run about 30, like you can run the ball, yes, but it's not the 1970s, bro. You've got to get a passing game. You've got to have. I don't know where it, what kind of I don't know what his problem is, but he's got to figure out some kind of offensive passing game. And Seattle's not lacking of offensive weapons. I thought he did a horrible job of involving Jackson and Jigba. That was horrible. There's no way. I don't care what coverage anybody on planet Earth is playing. There's no way you should let Njigba go that long without getting the ball. Njigba should not have gotten the whole first half without getting the ball. If you want to win games if you're going to be an elite offensive coordinator, you've got to get your best players the ball. You cannot let Arizona or any team dictate what happens to Jackson and Jigba. When you do that, you lose the battle as a coordinator. You lose that battle flat out, and he lost it last night because he let Arizona take Jigba out the game and then bogged down the offense. On top of that, we have a guy like Torrey Horton, A.J. Barner, Elijah Arrow, Cooper Kupp, Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet. Too many weapons that can be involved in the run game and the pass game for us, not for Seattle, not to be more explosive. I'm not satisfied with Clint Kubiak's offense. I think it has a long, long way to go for him, and he needs to understand how to open up his offense. Like you're running screen. I saw him run the screen with Cooper Kupp. Put Torrey Horton in and run that screen with Torrey Horton and Jasmine and Jigba. Like he's got to understand that. Like Torrey Horton, like you've got to get this kid involved. Torrey Horton can play. Him and Emeka Buga got the same amount of touchdowns this year. The kid can flat out play. You got to get him involved. That speed is something we don't have on this team right now. We don't have a lot of it on this team right now. So you've got to use it with a guy like him. He's young, he can run, he's elusive. You've got to find a way to get him involved in the game. AJ Brown and Elijah Arrow, you've got to do it. Dude, AJ Brown and Elijah Arrow, I think, have the chance to be the best tight end duo in the league. Like, well, probably, maybe one of the best tight end duos of all time. And those two are too talented for them not to be used and utilized more. It just gets so frustrating as a Seahawks fan to see year in and year out we have all these weapons and it just seems like we get dumb coordinator after dumb coordinator doesn't know what they're doing. So what I'm going to stress to Mike McDonald and Clint Kubiak is you need to figure out how to use the weapons you have because you're not lacking of talent in this Seattle offense from tight end and running back to receiver. You are not lacking of talent. You need to figure out how you're going to use these weapons and play to your strengths. I know you want to run the ball, but is that the strength of this team? Is that the strength of this team? Is running the ball? Because especially off the right side behind Anthony Bradford and his sorry self, I don't think that's the strength. I think you got to play, and you got to play to what the defense is doing. If defense is loading the box and playing a run, you don't keep running. I just said earlier, stop doing that. You've got to You got to get over the top of these teams because teams are going to continue to do that until you beat them over the top. Because when you beat them over the top, they're like, okay, we can't keep playing around. We gotta back up a little bit because they're gonna burn us. Torrey Horton or Minjigba or one of these guys gonna get over the top of us, and we're gonna get burned. But you're not doing that, and that's what's frustrating me. You're not getting to the timely play action shots. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like everybody in America knows what Klint Kubiak's going to call, and that's the frustrating part. Is everybody knows what you're calling offensively, and you could tell Arizona knew last night. So I'm very disappointed in Klint Kubiak. He has a long, long way to go for me, and a lot of work to do over these 9, 10 days that this team wants to continue to be win because there's no reason as I'm gonna defense needs to play better, dude. There's no reason that should have been a blowout last night. Flat out, that should have been a blowout. This team is too talented. Darnold's too good of a quarterback. Too many good players. Like that should have been a 40-something point blowout. We should have ran Arizona off the field. It shouldn't even been a game because your sorry offense don't want to come over and show up. And it's got nothing to do with the players. I am all on Klint Kubiak because that last night was ridiculous. I'm just gonna be honest. I just can't get over Jasmine and Jigba. Let me tell you something right now. Is arguably the best receiver on planet Earth. Fly out. I'm just gonna tell you now. He's in the same conversation as Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, all them dudes. He's one of the best receivers in the world. Arguably the best receiver in the world. Either way, he's one of the elites. I'm just telling you now. I've been saying it before the season. I've told people that, and they can fight. They can say I told them that. I'm telling you now. This guy is one of the elites. There's no way in the world Jackson Jimmy goes without getting the ball in the first. That's it. Any coordinator that doesn't get Jackson Jimmy the ball in the first quarter, in the first half, should be fired. That's flat out ridiculous. I don't care what kind of offense you're running. You get Jackson and Jigba the ball because whatever offense you're running, if it didn't involve in Jigba, it ain't good enough. So that's my big issue. That's my first issue. My second issue: Barner and Arrow need to get them more involved. You've got too many good. You got two really elite young tight ends. You've got to get them in the ball game, man. I don't care what it takes, but those dudes have to be involved in the offense, and you've got to get them the ball in space. Those guys can play and they can run. Like I'm just telling you, especially Arrow. Arrow can run. He's almost like a big receiver. He can run and he can go. He can go. He's a mismatch from the outside with his size. You've got to utilize that. He's got to play his strength. And again, you got to be able to beat people vertically. And I just don't see that right now from Klint Kubiak enough. Like enough of beating people vertically. Enough of okay, this team's crashing down and playing around. I'm gonna soon here. I'm gonna dress it up and then we're gonna take a shot. The same play. Take a shot, right? But Kubiak's not doing that, and this team is just not getting vertical enough. It just feels too. It feels too conservative. It feels like you wouldn't even think like it's like he's treating Sam Darnold like he's a rookie. It don't feel like he treating Sam Darnold like a pro, like a guy who's been through the ups and downs of the league and is a high level quarterback. It feels like he's treating Sam Darnold like a rookie and he's trying to protect him the whole game. I'm gonna run the ball, make it easy on him. No, you need to open up your offense because this guy knows he can take an offense, and you need to play to the strengths. Some games you may, hey, if you know, hey, I got these passing concepts, I can beat them with this. I don't need to run the ball right now. What I want to come back to get out the mindset of, just like when I play the game, I'm 80% pass, 20% run, because if I know you can't stop when I'm doing passing the ball, why am I wasting my time running it? So that's my next discussion. I know you want to establish the run, but why do you have to establish the run when you can establish the pass? Because it's just too old school for me. Let's go with what we know we can win with. Let's play to our strengths. Right now, Seattle's strength, we haven't been running the ball well at all. Our strength has been the passing game. So Klint Kubiak has to adjust and play to that. On top of that, how many teams in America can stop Seattle's passing game? I don't know many. With Sam Darnold at the helm of the guys we got, not many. So why not establish a pass? Lighten the box up, then run the ball. What you want to do is run the ball versus heavy boxes, and then you want to pass, and then it's second and long, third and long, and you're screwed because the teams are teeing off at Sam Darnold, and it's too late now. They just drop him back, and they saying throw it, then we dare you, and you're not getting nowhere with it. Your thinking is backwards. You need to reverse your mindset. I have a bunch of phenomenal pass catchers here. I need to establish a pass and lighten the box, and then we're going to start springing big run. You're going to see the run game start taking off because Klint Kubiak is so caught up in being such an old school mindset. That's the reason why his offense is seen. He's going to piss me off. He keep this crap up. He's not going to have a job in Seattle. I'll tell you that right now. I am just tired of it, Seahawks. I keep saying it. Every year, Seahawks fans, I don't know what it is, but John Schneider, he's done a phenomenal job getting us a lot of elite weapons. Tight end, receiver, running back. And every year they just get misutilized by every Shane Waldron, Ryan Grubb. Like it's just like every year. Now like Klint Kubiak could be the next terrorist. Like every year these dudes just like I don't know if it's like a curse in Seattle or what, but it's no matter who we bring offensive coordinator, can't nobody caught. I just in the I'm not saying it's over for Klint Kubiak. I'm not saying I'm just not pleased with what I've seen offensively. For as much as we've seen offensively, I expect more for what we have. It just feels every year we get caught up with these with these play calls who just come to Seattle and they don't know. They do that. It's like they just dumb out. Like they just bug out. Like it's like I get to Seattle, they don't know how to call an offense anymore. Like they just misutilize our weapons. I will praise the day. Like the day Seattle ever gets an offensive coordinator that can actually call a play and run the plays to fit what we have and run off at a high level like it should be running because we have too many weapons not to be having the number one, number two, number three, top five offense in the NFL. I will be so happy on the day that happens. But every year it's like we get a new offensive coordinator and they just crap the bag. They just forget how to call plays every year. It's like they don't know how. Like we give them some of the best weapons in the league, and they just forget. That's what it feels like we're having a Kubiak. These guys just forget. They just don't want to call plays anymore. Like it's not. Trust me. When you have Njigba, Cooper Cup, Torrey Horton, Elijah Arrow, AJ Barner, Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, it ain't hard to call plays. I'm just telling you now. Jake Bubble, like it shouldn't be that hard to call plays and get these guys open in matchups. It really shouldn't be that hard. But these guys come to Seattle and make it harder than what it needs to be. And it's frustrating me. It's annoying. It's really annoying because it shouldn't have come. That game shouldn't have come down to that last night. That should have been a blowout because Clay didn't do his job last night. Now I get to Seattle's defense. The defense, Seattle has a top five defense. It's maybe the best top three, top two. They may be top two, and they may not beat you. This may be the best defense in America. Now let me tell you this: if that offense continues to play like that, it's going to hurt the defense. I'll tell you that because they're going to wear it out. And I think that's what happened in this game. I think the Seattle defense. I think and I almost guarantee them dudes will know inside the building that defense wore down. When you keep putting your defense on the field like that, three and out, six plays punt, 5 plays punt, 7 plays punt. Like when you're quick like that, and you're not putting drives together and getting points, and you also give them no momentum. They have no momentum. They got to bring their own energy, and they have no momentum. You put them on the field like that. That defense, what happened last night was Seattle defense wore down. They got tired. They had no energy. The offense was giving them nothing in the game to be excited about, and so they wore down, and they had no momentum. And what happened was Arizona just kept pushing. What I commend them for, just smart, and they took advantage of a defense that was tired. On top of that, Spoon has some plays he should have made that we know 9 out of 10 times Spoon's gonna make those plays. He didn't make them on Thursday night, but I'm not worried. Anybody worried about Spoon? You probably a Cardinals fan or something like that, and you want to come and infiltrate the Seattle fan base, but you're not serious. I'm not worried about Spoon. Those plays he's gonna make. I know he's gonna make sure next time that happens, it ain't gonna happen again. That's the thing about Spoon. It ain't gonna happen again. He gonna fix it. So I'm not worried about that because if Spoon even makes those plays, we're talking about a whole different ballgame anyways. So I ain't worried about that. This defense got a chance to be the best defense in the league, but this offense gonna have to help them out. It's gonna have to help them out if they want to be the best defense. It's gonna have to because they want to be the best defense in the league. They've got to be better than that. Offense has to be better than what it was, and they got to get these dudes something to be excited about and help them out. We're playing elite defense. Go score points. Go get touchdowns. For Arizona, when it comes to Kyler and Marv, they caught fire there at the end. Like I said, the full quarter, they caught fire. I think the thing with Arizona, just something I've noticed that when I watch him is no run game. So I think a lot of people are hard on Kyler, and it's true. His leadership ability needs to improve. When people have to tell you in your contract, oh, this is laughable. You need to play less Call of Duty. I mean, like when they put that in your contract, I'm really concerned because let me tell you this. The great quarterbacks, I don't got to worry about what they do. I know they're going to be working their butts off in their free time during the week. I don't have to worry about that. When I have to put in your kind of, play less video games and study more film, I'm concerned. That's where it concerns me. You need to grow up, and I don't, and we'll see how it continues to go. But that concerned me because everybody when it came out, leadership ability needs to improve. They said. He gave Marv the cold shoulder one time when Marv dropped the pass and then they got picked. He walked right by him. Him and Marv need to figure out how they have to. There's too many plays where, like, so many times the ball would just be thrown away because Marv will run out, and then Kyler thought he'd be running another route because they have no chemistry. Like Marv and Kyler have to have a relationship. Like they've got to have some kind of on the field relationship where they can know what each other is thinking. If you just ignore each other, like y'all have to, like Marvel got to understand, they have to talk to each other. Like they've got to say audible words. You can't walk around and act like nothing's wrong. That it's like that's the worst thing you could do is knowing you have a problem and not fixing it, and act knowing you have a problem and acting like it's not there. That's what Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. are doing right now. They know they have a problem with their relationship and connect. They don't have a connection right down the field, and them two are not hooking up the way they should be. And instead of them talking it out and figuring it out, they're just like ignoring each other and acting like it's not even there. And that's really scary because you can't fix a problem if you don't recognize it's a problem. And if, especially and then on top of it, you gotta not only recognize, but then you gotta put the effort in to fix it. If you don't, you can recognize the problem, but if you don't want to fix the problem, it doesn't matter. So that's our next concerning thing for Arizona and Jonathan Gannon. These two have got to get in a room and talk it out, man, and really figure out like what is it going to be for us because y'all can be great, but what do y'all really want to be? Because you can be great, or you can just be the the two that never figured it out, and they just ignore each other on the sidelines, or you can be the two that were the greatest quarterback receiver duo to come out of Arizona, so what Carson Palmer and Larry Fitzgerald. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be one of those duos in Arizona in history when it's all said and done. So what are they? What do those two want to be? They've got to talk. Stop ignoring each other. It's okay to fight. Like I don't understand. We just saw Andy Reid and Travis Kelsey fight the other day. This whole notion is like, oh, if you get on side and have an interaction with somebody that's negative, that people perceive negative, who gives a like? My thing with Marvin Kyler, forget what anybody has to say. If y'all need to argue on side, argue about it. That's what has to happen. You two shouldn't be on the same. Y'all two shouldn't always be agreeing. You should be fighting. That's all right. Um, but like that's what they have to get past. They stop trying to put on a show for the media and trying to like that's what I like about these NFL teams. Like they try to hide too much. Oh, we don't want to have any bad interactions for the cameras to catch it. Who gives a damn about the cameras? It's me and the man in the arena. I'm in the arena. I'm gonna give a damn about cameras. What people got to say. If me and Marvin talks or not and it gets heated, that's fine. We're trying. I'm heated and he's heated because we want to win. And that's all. That's all there is to it. And it ain't like we're trying to go out here and kill each other. We just want to win. So I have no problem with that. But they need to stop acting like it ain't a problem and trying to put on a show for the media and just work it out and work it out in the game. Why are we waiting until end of games? Oh, we'll have to get better on that. Why couldn't you get better on it in the first, second, third, fourth quarter? Why have to be after the autumn quarters for you to figure it out now? Like, oh, we'll have to wait 10 days from now to figure it out. Then we'll see. Like, why couldn't it just been worked out then and there? You just blew 2 games because y'all two couldn't. But Kyler and Marv's lack of ability to have a connection in this offense literally lost them 2 games in a row. Flat out. I'm just telling you now that lost them 2 games in a row. So how long? How many more losses is it going to take before them to figure out like, hey, we need to figure this out, or we're in trouble as a team and an organization? So that's my question for Arizona. They finished and they fought on a worn down defense. I give them that credit to them. Again, and the defense kept making plays for them, and started slowing down Seattle offense. And really, Seattle slowed themselves down. I don't know about the other way around, but uh, you know, I just say that. So we'll see what comes of it. In the future. But to me, this is really frustrating for both sides. Both sides got a lot to work on. But if you see how they're 3-1, Seattle, look, even Seattle, only way is up. You can see this team has a lot more room to grow. And I'm excited. I think if this offense can get this figured out, hopefully, and Klint Kubiak can open up its play call and stop being so stubborn and so old school minded. In 2025, it's 2025, not 2005. Call the game like it's 2025. I know your dad had his own offense back in the day, but that's the thing, it ain't those days anymore. So you gotta change up your play calling and adjust to the era. It ain't those days no more. Forcing to run out somebody's throat that's not how you do stuff, bruh. That ain't how it works. This ain't the 1970s and the 2005s and the 1995. It ain't forcing, I'm gonna run the ball on a loaded ball, 9 man. They know I'm running it. You get nothing. You go backwards. You put your quarterback in a worse situation. Thank the Lord we had Sam Donald and had some young kid who didn't know what the heck we would have been a loss. We might not even score 3 points if that would have happened. We would have been 2nd and 15 and the kid wouldn't know what to do. So I think that, and Kyler and Marty figured out Arizona's 2-2 because of Kyler and Marv. I firmly believe that. They need to figure it out. And if they don't, this organization's headed in the wrong direction. Flat out what it is.